Hello, this is Phoenix with another Rise of the Witch King commentary. This is another 2 versus 2 on the very popular map Buckland between 4 exceptional players. Here on the bottom right, as Goblins, we have AlexisOnFi, okay, who's actually also known as Cam. He's a Rise of the Witch King expert, very strong player, of course. To his left, his teammate is Brice, who's playing as Isengard. He's also a Rise of the Witch King expert. And across from them, in the northwest corner, we have Megrim as Angmar. And top right here, we have DreadReapr as Men. So I'm sure this is going to be an interesting game. From the replay file, it looks like it's about an hour long. So it might be a pretty long cast here. But I'm also told it's really good. So, we'll see how good it is. I'm sure it will be because these players are all very good at this game. And there's probably going to be a lot to learn as well for those of you who are newer. And here, Megrim, starting off with the typical Gundabad orc as his first unit. He's going straight for this outpost here. And he's either going to capture it or destroy it. By the looks of it, he's actually going to try to capture it. He stopped off right there, and yes, he's going to capture it. But Cam is bringing some goblins. He's probably going to head straight to the outpost with that. And he's going to try to stop him. Megrim's actually sending his second unit of orcs. And now the question is, can he actually defend this outpost? Okay, actually, Cam didn't decide to go for the outpost. He decided to go straight for the attack. Perhaps a second unit will do that. It's usually a good idea to not ignore the outpost for very long. And now Megrim, it looks like he actually buffed his orcs probably with War Chant. Let's actually look at the power. So DreadReapr is using Rallying Call, pretty normal. Brice actually scouted with Krebine earlier, so he knows exactly what his opponents are doing. Cam, also known as Alexis in this game, is he actually went for Cave Bats as well. Well, actually, I say as well because it's very similar to Krebine. And Megrim, as I said, went for War Chant. Now he's fighting it out here with Brice, who went for Wildmen, but his Wildmen are outmatched here. However, he can keep spamming them pretty fast. Now Megrim is just going to try to go around and take out whatever buildings he can. Here we can see Cam is actually doing a bit of damage to DreadReapr. DreadReapr is trying to block these goblins from doing any more damage. He did take out one of these farms up here. And now it looks like Megrim is just... He has lots of units on the map, and he still controls this outpost. Now Cam's going to try to take this outpost. Megrim's going to try to stop him. So far, nobody's actually tried to destroy this outpost, which is interesting. And again, Cam's trying to take out this farm, the one right by this barracks. Of course, he had to go kind of around a bit because the barracks was partially protecting the farm. He has another unit of goblins heading in. Right now, Cam is really pushing DreadReapr, really putting the pressure on him, forcing him to defend. While Megrim, meanwhile, is doing a good job actually controlling the center here. He's retaking his outpost, and he's killing all of these units that are trying to stop him. Brice actually quickly sent a few Wildmen and some Uruk Pikes. And we can see here, actually, Megrim is getting Dire Wolves. An interesting choice. Dire Wolves are, of course, good against Pikemen. And Megrim here is just moving almost all his forces back. But he did lose the outpost. So perhaps moving all his forces back turned out to be a mistake in this case. But he did have to stop Brice. So I guess he didn't really have a choice. And he has a lot of units here. But Brice is going to try to take out this mill. He might be able to. But he's going to lose a lot of units really fast. Yep, he's got enough firepower here. The mill goes down. We have Gondor Knights from DreadReapr. He's going for cavalry to counter Cam's goblins here. Definitely necessary. And we see here Cam is actually... He has 4 caves. Actually, what did he lose over here? He lost something from DreadReapr. It might have been another cave. It's the only thing I can think of. Unless he was trying to build something else, like a spider pit or a fissure. And here are the dire wolves. And they actually retreated, and Okay, we have War Chant. They're going to try to attack these pikes, and you can see that they're actually one-hitting the pikes. They're very effective. Now let's take a look what's going on over here. DreadReapr is now attacking Cam, and those knights are certainly going to help him. Because right now, Cam can only spam swordsmen, and those are not going to be very effective against the knights. Meanwhile, Megrim is also pushing Brice really hard here with tons of units all buffed. Brice is going to have to play defense. And right now, the northern team has the advantage. Cam's definitely not going to do very well if he just sticks to goblins. He will have to choose something else to try to counter those knights. I mean, obviously, he'll continue spamming goblins, but relying on them exclusively won't work for much longer. And now he's trying to counter these knights by exiting lots of goblins from these tunnels, but of course they trample them very easily. It did take some casualties, though. And again, he's trying to counter them by exiting his goblins, but he's still losing lots of them doing so. It did work partially. It did do quite a bit of damage. It looks like DreadReapr might actually retreat soon with his cavalry to heal them up. I'm not sure if he actually built a well yet, but he should. And he has a level 2 stable, so he's building Rohirrim. And meanwhile, over here, Brice and Megrim are about to clash. Although Megrim's actually retreating. Looks like Cam is going to attack with some goblins. It's going to be a two-pronged assault here from both southern players against Megrim. Brice's attack is more problematic, and he uses War Chant. But Megrim actually grabs some Wolf Riders, and these will help him bring down these goblins pretty fast if he decides to turn them around. But here, Brice is actually really going to be a problem. Let's just quickly switch between the powers again. DreadReapr has Heal as his second power. Brice is still on just 1 power. He's got another 5 power points. And we have War Chant and Cave Bats for Alexis here. And Megrim has Fellwind, which he just used. So he's going to try to protect this Troll and Wolf Den. He does not want to lose this. And it looks like Brice is now forced to fight these units. Megrim has Númenóreans, a very powerful swordsman. Pretty much the strongest swordsman unit in the game. The Númenóreans. And you can see they're actually really killing everything quite quickly. And over here, once again, Cam is the one pushing into DreadReapr's base. Despite the fact that DreadReapr has so many cavalry, Cam is actually pushing in with a lot of goblins. And he's attacking from multiple sides, so DreadReapr is going to take a little bit of time to actually bring them all down. And meanwhile, Cam is just spamming more goblins. He actually has, yes, he has 5 goblin caves. And these goblins are going to go down pretty fast. And will this farm go down? It doesn't look like it. And yep. And that's it. Those goblins are dead now. Again, I'm not convinced that just spamming goblins is going to work out for much longer here. As DreadReapr continues upgrading his cavalry, especially those Rohirrim, they're better at trampling than Gondor Knights, and they're more resistant too. And if he keeps dealing with goblins, he's just going to increase the number of cavalry units he has. Massive battle over here, at least 3 players involved. And DreadReapr shows up again with Rohirrim. Cam was trying to help Brice here. And now Megrim is coming with his army. And it's going to be trouble for Brice, as he's attacked from 2 different sides by the looks of it. He's still trying to deal with the right side, although DreadReapr is retreating with his cavalry. And he's forced to play defense here. DreadReapr's continuing to take out any goblins that come close to his base. He has 2 barracks. He has this level 2 stables, of course. I don't think he's built any hero yet. I'm not sure I have seen a hero in this game yet. Cam's still spamming tons of goblins. I still don't see anything else. Just goblins right now. And the Spiderling expansion will help protect his caves. Although I find that by the time you're dealing with Rohirrim, especially when a hero like Eomer is out to give them leadership, those expansions are not going to be strong enough to prevent the destruction of your buildings. And this builder is in trouble. Megrim forgot his builder, and he might not be able to get him out of here. Yep, he's going to lose the builder. The builder's down. He's going to lose this mill. And Cam is attacking from a couple of sides. Fell Wind used to slow down these goblins. Meanwhile, more goblins at the back attacking a different mill. And DreadReapr is showing up to support Megrim here to take out these guys. And meanwhile, he's also attacking Cam's base with a much weaker force than he needs right now. There are too many goblins here. He cannot take them. And because his cavalry were up here somewhere... Actually, are they coming back now? Yes, they are. Because his cavalry were away, these guys were all just murdered. And now the cavalry can show up. And the goblins are going to retreat into the tunnel network where they're safe. And Dread's just going to keep killing them. Now let's take a look. Yeah, he has Bombadil. I did hear him summon somewhere. And he's got another 8 power points. Let's look at Cam, actually. Okay, so he's got War Chant, Tainted Land, and Cave Bats. And Megrim actually got Snowbind. He used it at some point. And yep, did I actually say Brice? Where's Brice? Yeah, War Chant and the Crabbind. Again, Brice versus Megrim here in the center. War Chant used. And Megrim's going to retreat slightly. He does have Dark Rangers now. A very powerful ranged unit. They're much, much stronger than Ithilien and Dunedain Rangers, in case you were wondering. And again, Cam's going to attack with huge numbers of goblins. But the cavalry are hot on their heels. DreadReapr splitting up his cavalry. He's going to take out this group with 1 Rohirrim and the others with everything else. And Cam is also just attacking the left, helping Brice. Doing lots of damage here. Megrim is really forced to defend. But DreadReapr seems to have things under control on his side. More goblins coming. I still don't see... Okay, there we go. Fissure. We have a Fissure and Half-Troll Marauders are being built. These are going to be a problem for DreadReapr's cavalry. The only thing with Half-Trolls is they can't be trampled, so you can still kind of run around them. Even if they get a few hits, it's not the end of the world when you have Rohirrim. As long as you don't try to stay and fight large groups of them or something. And... oh. Gotta be a little careful there. And there we go. All Brice's units there have been killed. Cam still has goblins, but they're not going to last very long, it seems. And Cam really has just been spamming huge numbers of goblins. Again, these are 5 caves. Now he's also going to add half-trolls to that. And he's doing very well by basically being all over the map. He's forcing DreadReapr to split up his cavalry and... or even if he doesn't split them up, they can only be in so many places at once. And DreadReapr has been so busy constantly trampling these goblins. The Rohirrim have slowly been weakened. He hasn't had a chance to actually heal them. So by playing extremely aggressively here, Cam is actually gaining an advantage in a sense. DreadReapr has Rangers. He's going to try to use that to deal with some of these units. And again, Cam is coming with a massive Goblin army. And what does DreadReapr still have? He has, he has quite a few cavalry units, but he has to sit here and heal. Although he's not going to do that for very long because he noticed this army. He actually summoned Dunedain Rangers, Fell Wind to stop Brice, and now he's going to go after Cam with everything he's got. Cam and Brice trying to weaken Megrim. They're sensing weakness on this side, I suppose, because Megrim doesn't have cavalry. And this cavalry spam is very effective at killing goblins, but if the goblins are constantly all over the map, it can become quite difficult. But DreadReapr is going to take this chance to actually attack Cam while his forces are lower in numbers, although he has quite a lot of goblins over here. But Cam's still managing to actually attack DreadReapr at the same time. And just Cam here is just... he's utilizing goblin spam so effectively. It's pretty much, this is how you want to play as goblins. You want to have your goblins all over the place. They're pretty weak units. Yes, they can die fast, especially to cavalry, but if they're all over the place, the cavalry have to run all over the place. And you saw what was happening there. He was actually losing cavalry units, didn't have a chance to heal them because he was constantly trying to deal with these goblins. And again, Cam's going to try to attack, but these units are probably not going to do very much. Unless those cavalry decide to go in a different direction for some reason, and they're going to let this farm go down by the looks of it. But okay, DreadReapr realized the issue. He still has his rangers here. He needs to retreat his rangers. They're going to die. This is going to be a problem. He's going to use Longshot. Which one used Longshot? This one? And he used Longshot to lower the numbers, but he's taking heavy damage here. These goblins are buffed. Okay, he's got his cavalry here, but he should probably retreat these rangers. Actually, did he lose that whole unit of rangers? I think he did. Ouch. And he still has one, though. He should retreat it. It's not going to do much on its own, especially with this many goblins constantly being spammed. And we can see here, Cam is actually building a fire drake. This is going to be very useful. DreadReapr has been so busy spamming cavalry, he might not have considered that Cam is really working on counters to that with these half-trolls and this drake. Because DreadReapr has been dealing with so many goblins, that just seemed like a necessary strategy. We have a level 3 furnace. Bringing this down is a very good idea, and he's got enough firepower to bring it down. Not good news for Brice. And I don't know what those knights were doing. He's going to summon Bombadil to try to keep these guys away. And, oh, not a good use of Sonic Song. That's what it's called, right? Yeah, Sonic Song. But still, Bombadil's going to make a huge difference, and he actually lost tons of Gondor Knights there because of those spikes. You got to be careful for stuff like that. And over here, Cam is just surrounding him. He's got summoned Wildmen, and he's got Goblins on the other side. And meanwhile, he's also attacking Megrim. And I think we just missed a long shot use there. That little animation just happens afterwards because there's kind of a bug there. But that animation actually happened earlier, technically. And Megrim is moving again to counter this army from Brice that's trying to attack DreadReapr. DreadReapr losing lots of units, again completely surrounded. I mean, that cavalry spam is probably the main reason why DreadReapr has managed to keep things under control on his side. But Cam definitely knows what he's doing. And the Fire Drake is going to head straight for the Rohirrim. DreadReapr is trying to creep this troll there, but it's not going to go well for him. Look at that. That's Inferno. And they're all dead. Megrim is trying to help his ally. And Brice just has his units in his base here. He's going to attack Megrim, though. But Megrim also decided to move towards Brice. They might run into each other, or just run past each other. And again, Cam is attacking DreadReapr's base. We have a marketplace somewhere. Yep, we do. So DreadReapr's economy is going to be a bit better. I think you get plus 12% resources, 12% more resources from farms when you have a marketplace on the field. And are those rangers attacking? What are they attacking? You have another long shot. And this Fire Drake, again, a massive problem. It doesn't look like Megrim noticed it, because he's completely ignoring it right now. And he's going to lose all his rangers. This is not good for him. It's a massive loss. And over here, Brice has actually been doing quite a bit of damage. I think we see this. We have summoned whites. Megrim summoned them to try to deal with Brice here. But there's a worm attacking his base. He might lose some buildings. And those... yeah, that Hall of the King's Men, level 3. It's going to go down. Except he just used Snowbind to buy himself some time. That worm's still going to be on the field for a while, but it's losing health. DreadReapr is moving to attack Cam with a massive army. Oh, what was that? Earthquake! We have a 25-point power. Earthquake was used on Cam's base. This is disastrous. There's an army outside of his base, and he just lost most of his production abilities. He can't spam goblins right now. He's going to try to recover as quickly as he can. But this is definitely not good for him. The one upside is that it doesn't look like Dread has a lot of cavalry right now. And he's not going to send his reinforcements right away because he's going to try to deal with Brice. So for now, Cam only has to deal with these guys, but there's a lot of rangers. And summoned wildmen were actually brought here. Looks like the rangers were moving, so the wildmen ended up behind them, not on top of them. But they're still going to be a bit of a problem for a bit. Except, of course, for his cavalry, which can trample them very fast. Good point about that. And Megrim actually survives that worm attack. Both of his Halls of the King's Men survived. His Troll and Wolf Den is up. And DreadReapr's army doesn't look as strong anymore. And Cam is rebuilding very fast. His Fire Drake is healing. And he's going to be ready to go pretty soon. The Troll is back. DreadReapr's going to try to take it out. He's trying to keep Cam in his base right now. So he's got his Rohirrim, he's got his Rangers. But I think Cam isn't done yet. Meanwhile, over here, Brice with tons of Orcs and Wildmen. He's got alerts. I finally am seeing a hero on the field. For a second, I thought that was a hero too, but it's actually... Is it really the Drake? I didn't even know the Drake showed up as a... It looks like a hero on the map. And yep, we've got Waldar, who's almost level 2. And Lurch is level 3. At level 4, of course, he gets his cripple ability. And right now, Brice really needs to help his ally, perhaps. Although that Drake is going to come back. And he's sending lots of goblins. Here we go. Okay, DreadReapr actually got fire arrows. He's trying to attack the base from a distance. And these Rohirrim are showing up to deal with the goblins. The Fire Drake decided to turn around instead of attacking. And it's going to go right now after all these guys. And he's going to take heavy damage. He's going to use Inferno. Good use of Inferno, but loses the Drake. Still, this forces... And oh, no, no, no. Don't run them into the fire. Classic. The number of times I've done that. You always think the fire doesn't do much damage, but when you're an evil faction and you have goblins, it really murders them. Lurch is level 4. He's actually used his Carnage ability as well. He's going to try to kill these guys. And DreadReapr's siege here is broken. And Bombadil just tramples Lurch over there. He needs to retreat his alerts. I don't know why he's still standing there. He's going to run into Cam's base because it's closest. Probably couldn't risk running all the way back to his own base in that case. Cam once again is attacking, and what is he doing? Why did that Rohirrim unit even come here? That wasn't good. Did Dread actually lose all of his cavalry? It looks like he did. And again, again, that stupid bug, I can't select... Oh, there's Gollum. Gollum is in DreadReapr's base. It would be fun to see him used. And Cam actually recovered from all that destruction and actually broke that siege on his base. That was really good. That Drake was very helpful. And that was long shot and fell wind, which we just missed. Again, late animations. That's a very powerful combination. You drop long shot, and then as soon as you see the enemy units trying to move away from it, fell wind to keep them there. The reason you want to do long shot first is because, well, it's kind of better for timing, but the main reason is you don't know if your opponent is actually going to notice the long shot. If he doesn't, then don't waste fell wind. It's going to work anyway. But if he's starting to move away, then use fell wind, grab the units, and move them back to make sure you get them. Definitely a good combo. Cam again attacking DreadReapr's base. Dread had a bit of a break, but not for long, and now he instead decides to attack Brice. Cam is definitely... Cam is probably the most dangerous player right now. I mean, just by the way he played, and considering he was dealing with a massive cavalry spam for a while, he really did well. And DreadReapr has a massive army here, but this Drake showed up. Don't run into the fire with the goblins. And he is running into the fire with the goblins. Why does everybody do that? Come on. Still, good use of Inferno really dealt with Dread there. It's not a good situation for him. And he actually built a forward siege works. Trying to get some trebuchets to attack from a distance. He's going to rely on infantry, it seems, and siege. And I'm not really sure that that's a good idea. I mean, why would you stop the cavalry spam here? Cam is still relying on goblins. Actually, does he have a new fissure? It doesn't look like he does. He just has a lot of caves. And right now, it kind of works for him. Big Angmar army buffed, moving towards Cam's base. Cam still has his Drake. He's retreated him a little bit. He's probably going to show up later to cause problems. I guess he decided it's not worth to actually attack just yet. Maybe he wants to attack with this army. Flank these units, maybe trap them in this base. That seems to be Cam's plan here. He's going to attack them from the back, and those rangers are at the back. Very good micromanagement here. And we have Longshot, kills lots of units. The Drake now shows up. Just massive chaos for Megrim. That was a mistake, running this far into Cam's base and allowing himself to get surrounded like that. And Cam's only relying on a Drake and some really weak goblins. It's not even an expensive investment. But we have, again, Fell Wind used. Not that it matters much at this point, because he's lost so many units. He should retreat that Drake now. And he should be able to get away. Yep. Cam has just done spectacularly, just with the Fire Drake and lots of goblins in this game. We have a sentry tower being built to help defend his base. But DreadReapr is now attacking with a massive army. There's just constant pressure on Cam. He's constantly forced to defend. And Brice, there's just not much going on in his base, but he doesn't have much of an army either. So Brice is not in a position to help his ally. And it looks like Megrim managed to summon some Rudar Spearmen with Waldar's level 5 ability. So he can still do a little bit of damage. And I think I heard the Balrog. That was Cam, presumably. Yep, it was Cam. Obviously, it had to be Cam, actually. There's nobody else who can summon the Balrog in this game. This Cam is the Goblins player here. And there's no Mordor anywhere. And the Balrog is going to go straight for DreadReapr's base. We're just going to focus on him for a while. Uses Ignite, gives him plus 50% damage and armor. Now all his attacks are going to be stronger. And he's going to use the Breathe Fire ability. Takes out the archery range easily. Now he's going to take out the level 3 farm. One hit. Very easy. He's going to go for the barracks. And one hit again. That Ignite ability is so powerful. You definitely want to use Ignite. It's definitely worth it. And now the stables. And bam, one hit with Fire Whip. massive amounts of damage. Not a lot of timer left on the Balrog. We have actually a worm being summoned. So he actually has a worm and the Balrog here. He's going to take out another level 3 farm. Good idea. He's going to want to take these things down. The Ignite's no longer in effect, which is why it took 2 hits to take out that farm instead of 1. But he doesn't have a lot of time now. He's going to need to do as much damage as he can. And this is... Does he have any more level 3? Yeah, he does. He has... This one might go down to the worm, although it's not going to be... Actually, it might not. And good use of Breathe Fire. There goes the Marketplace and that farm bonus, the resource bonus. The farm goes down. The Balrog is gone. Massive, massive damage to DreadReapr's base. Absolutely brilliant use of the Balrog. He did exactly what you need to do when you have the Balrog, really. Just took out everything he needed to take out. He did run out of time. Didn't manage to take out 2 of these farms. But ultimately, a huge amount of damage was done. And DreadReapr can't build any more units until he rebuilds that. So now this is bad news for him, as Cam really has the advantage on the right side of the map. And I don't know what's happening on the left. It looks like Megrim has a pretty big army. Brice is trying to rebuild. He actually has Saruman on the field. For those of you who didn't know, the actor who played Saruman actually passed away today, which is absolutely horrible, actually, because he was a brilliant actor. Christopher Lee, R.I.P. I hope Brice makes good use of Saruman in this game. If he dies right away, I swear. Oh god, he might actually die. You've got to be kidding me. No, Brice, get him. What are you doing? Oh no. Oh god. Jeez. That was painful to watch. Poor Christopher Lee, he died twice today. Meanwhile, DreadReapr is slowly rebuilding. He's got his marketplace up. Hobbits just standing around. And massive white army that's going to disappear very soon. But Megrim has direwolves. He's got wolf riders. And Brice is in a bad position. Cam's going to try to attack with goblins again, going around the side here. Which seems to be working out. He might be able to take out a farm. Yep, you should be able to take out this one farm. And summon rangers again. And deal with all these goblins. And we have Bombadil. All efforts to keep Cam out of his base while he rebuilds. And meanwhile, Brice is not in the best of positions either. He really has been on the defense for some time. And we have another earthquake. Another earthquake. Is anybody in a position to attack Brice's base right now? Brice just pointed out to his ally that his base is in massive trouble after that earthquake. Cam knows now he might send some units to help. But I don't know why the earthquake was used at that specific moment, because really, if you're going to use it when you have your army ready to attack. Don't use it when there's nothing really there. Like right now, Megrim's army's back here. So it would have been good if Dread kind of planned it out with Megrim and used it at the right moment. Or maybe he could have used it on Cam again, because Cam is such a massive problem right now for both players, really. And this builder's in trouble. He's probably going to go down. He can't really go anywhere. He's dead. Let's take a look at powers, because we haven't looked at those for a while. So, DreadReapr, tons of powers. Rallying Call, Rebuild, Heal, all 5 points. Hobbits, Bombadil, Rohirrim, Cloudbreak, Dunedain, and Earthquake. Lots of powers for him. Brice has Fuel the Fires. It's going to really help his economy. He's got Devastation. He's got the Summon Wildman, War Chant, Krebine. And Cam, of course, we've seen the Balrog, we've seen the Worm. He's got Summon Spider Allies. Wildman, Scavenger. We could see that he's getting kills for, or he's getting resources for each kill. That's why. And Cave Bats, Tainted Land, and War Chant. And Megrim has all 3 5-point powers: Snowbind, War Chant, Fell Wind. He's also got Summon Orcs, Summon Whites, and Blight. And that was it, really. And this, wow, this Drake here. Cam just sends the Drake by itself, but it's easily capable of destroying this base. And DreadReapr doesn't have anything to stop it right now. Oh, look, Gollum. Oh, please tell me you're going to find Gollum. Oh, he did. He saw him. Yep, there we go. The ring is on the field. Come on, Cam, grab the ring and go back to your base. That would be so funny. Yes, yes, he's going to do it. He's got the ring. He's got the ring. And he can easily retreat. Of course, Cloud Break is not going to affect the Drake. It's only going to affect these goblins here. And he's, he's actually going to retreat with that. And, well, not really a retreat. More like preparation for something very interesting. Where's he going with it? See, the problem with this is everybody can see the ring, so they'll know there's a Drake heading to this part of the map. Brice is going to have some... Or not Brice, Megrim's going to have some warning. But Cam decided that he really needed to help his ally right now. It's more important than, you know, investing huge amounts of time into hopefully getting Sauron. And great use of Ignite, or Inferno rather. And he might lose this Drake. Yep, yeah, I think he's going to lose the Drake. So close, almost got away. But managed to kill a lot of units. DreadReapr just did so much damage. Brice has been in a bad state for a while, really. And unless Brice recovers, the southern team could lose here. Cam can't afford to just defend his ally all the time. And we see Theoden over there on the field, providing leadership. And where is he going? Why is he there? Okay, he's gonna switch to his horse and he's going to retreat. There's not much to win by staying there. The ring is still on the field. Lots of Spider Riders. Cam actually got Spider Riders at some point. I kind of missed that. Where is... Oh, there it is. Spider Pit's all the way down here. Good use of Spider Riders. I don't know if he's going to grab the ring. But for now, he's dealing with this. With helping his ally. And, oh, nice use of the Watcher. Deals with that Angmar army. I see that Brice used a beacon here. Maybe to say that his ally is now benefiting from Fuel the Fires or something. And Saruman, of course, is back on the field. He's level 4. And he's certainly going to be useful. Hopefully won't die instantly again. I mean, really, killing Christopher Lee off twice. Oh. Of course, this replay was played way before Christopher Lee's death, so it's not even really fair to blame Brice for this. It's just the timing. And I'm not even sure if I'm uploading this on the same day as Christopher Lee's death, so some people might just be like, what? He died today. We're thinking of adding some kind of tribute to Christopher Lee in the next patch, in the next version of 2.02. If we figure something out. You're going to find out about it later, that's for sure. But he was certainly an awesome actor. One of the best, really. And his voice was just... He had the best villain voice you could have. I mean, it was perfect. He just sounds like an evil man. It was great. Absolutely fantastic. I was so glad to see him back in the Hobbit movies. And every scene with Saruman was just like, yes! So awesome. But yeah, sadly he's no longer with us. Theoden there just kind of... I don't know what he's doing. He's gonna try to trample some goblins, do a bit of damage. Those Spider Riders might cause a lot of problems for him at some point, but for some reason... oh no, don't go that way. No, careful. Oh. Ouch. That ring still hasn't been returned to a fortress. Because there's so much action in this game, nobody can really afford to just send a unit back. What am I seeing here? Okay. Aren't they capable of taking out Theoden? You'd think they'd be able to do a lot of damage. Why are they retreating? And Megrim's going to attack Cam from the left, while Cam is pushing DreadReapr back to his base. DreadReaper's still trying to recover, I guess. Again, summoned Rangers. Maybe DreadReapr will get the ring. It's close to his base. Good use of Cloud Break. Do we have any long shots? Oh wait, no, these are summoned Rangers. What am I saying? Yeah, there's no level 2 rangers, which means he can't just use Longshot. Cloudbreak and Longshot, another powerful combination. Same with Horn of Gondor plus Longshot. And then just like Angmar, they have Fellwind plus Longshot. All those are good. Good use of Wizard Blast. The Worm was summoned and goes down. Qualdar has actually been pinned by who? By Lurtz, I guess. Yep. I couldn't see Lurtz for a while. I was just thinking, how did he get pinned? And Lurtz is level 8. Qualdar is dead. Saruman, don't you dare die. Don't you dare die again. Don't die. He might actually get away. He's running away in defensive stance, which, by the way, actually is slower. Oh, he's going to try. Okay, he's defending Saruman. For a second, I thought that was summoned against Saruman. Although I don't think... Yeah, because Megrim would have summon orcs, not summon wildmen, so he wouldn't be able to summon that anyway. And Saruman's going to heal here. Now, in defensive stance, heroes move a little bit slower. That's worth keeping in mind. So depending on their relative speed to the enemy unit, it might be better to use battle. Of course, you'll take less damage in defensive, though. So it's something you have to figure out based on the speed. Because the fact is, if the units can keep up with the hero that's retreating, they'll do flanking damage, and defensive is going to make very little difference. He's going to die very fast. But if switching to battle increases the hero's speed enough to outrun the enemies, then it's worth it. Now, where's the Balrog? Because I know I heard it. There it is. And the army of the dead. And there goes Brice's army and Lurtz. And Lurtz is going to... He might actually get away here. Yep, he's getting away. And the Balrog and the army of the dead. Megrim has no army. And we saw how well Cam used the Balrog last time. He's going to bring down these buildings. No! Snowbind. Good use of Snowbind. He still saved his level 3 health. The Kicksman. That is such a good ability, Snowbind. And the problem is the army of the dead does magic damage, and that's extremely effective against the Balrog. So the Balrog here just did not work out. This was not like last time. DreadReapr was ready this time. And Earthquake on Cam's base. He's going to attack with a bunch of cavalry. We have a summoned dragon. Cam actually summoned a dragon. And those... What are those cavalry doing? They need to get out of here. They're going to lose so many units. That dragon just in one hit killed so many of them. And he needs to get out of here with these guys because he just doesn't have enough of them. He might as well get the ring back to his fortress. I mean, come on. It's just been moving around on the field for so long. He needs to retreat. He can't take on this dragon. I hear Bombadil somewhere, maybe up here. Yep, it's going to chase Brice down. And, oh! Pretty good use of Sonic Song. Grab the corner of that army there. Everybody's retreating with Saruman. And the dragon managed to get to DreadReapr's base, going to do a huge amount of damage. There goes the archery range. There goes the farm. A little bit of a bug there. The farm didn't get destroyed. It just kind of disappeared. But the dragon's timer is almost gone. He's going to go for the next archery range. Or for the barracks. Needs to move quickly. And that's going to go down in one more hit. It looked for a second like it was going to go down in just that one hit, but okay. And he took it down. No more archers for DreadReapr until he rebuilds. And no, what are you doing with those spider riders? Oh, that's not good. DreadReapr still has a few units here, but he's massively outnumbered. And I don't know why Cam is sacrificing so many spider riders here. Saruman manages to get a Wizard Blast, kills off a large portion of the army. But DreadReapr summons some hobbits. They're going to be annoying for a little bit. Angmar trying to push forward as well. Light fell wind, tons of whites. Summoned spiders by Cam to try to push Megrim back. And, you know, Brice has really... He's been disadvantaged for a long time in this game, but he's still holding out. And Cam, meanwhile, he's just doing pretty well. The number of times his base was hit. We finally have tower guards. The elite pikemen of the Men of the West. Now that he's dealing with spider riders, he's going to need something stronger than Rohan spearmen. And finally, is the ring going to go to the fortress? Finally. Yep. There we go. Cam has the ring. And did he just... I'm guessing he had 2 units of spider riders. And he sent them both back to the fortress. Of course, one of them got sold. Something you gotta watch out for. Let's just take a look at everybody's economies and command points. I'm gonna try to look at the fights that are going on so you guys can watch at the same time. DreadReapr, I mean, just lots of powers here. What was the Lone Tower summoned? But he's got all those. 695 total command points. Brice across, well, over here. Only 375 command points, very low. Didn't get a huge number of powers either. I mean, really, just look how many powers DreadReapr got. I think that cavalry spamming early on is really helpful for getting powers. And Cam has tons of powers as well. Again, being extremely aggressive, doing very well. And you can just see everything here. Watcher's almost charged. He has 750 maximum command points, and he's almost at the limit. He's in a good shape. Lots of resources too. Megrim, as Angmar has quite a few powers. He used Avalanche at some point. I missed it. Also 750 maximum command points. Good position for him to be in. And that's it right now. Megrim is going to attack Brice again. He has snow trolls to harass the side here. He's going to go after the lumber mill. He's going to want to take those out. But meanwhile, Cam actually is attacking with a massive goblin army. I think we have summoned orcs. Summoned Gundabad orcs. But these guys are going to go straight for the Hall of the King's Men level 3. Let's take a look at... where is it? Megrim has Snowbind. He has it again. Snow trolls are going to show up. He's going to be able to save that without much trouble. I heard the Watcher. I don't know where. Somewhere. There it is. It looks like he killed a whole bunch of, what were those? Angmar troops? I think so. Someone used darkness. And, it would, of course, be the only person who can is Cam, because he's goblins. So the Southern team has buffed all their units here. Still lots of fighting going on. These players managing to hold out on each side. Several bases were destroyed, and each time the players were managing to actually rebuild. Good use of teamwork in this game too. You could see, like, this is so important in a 2v2, is when your ally's in trouble, you need to help your ally. And you also need to work with your ally sometimes to double an enemy to really bring them down. Still seeing lots of goblin caves here. Tons of goblin caves. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and I saw an 8th one down here. Wait, hang on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Are there really 10? Seriously? 10? That's a bit crazy, isn't it? But it's working out pretty well. And these snow trolls are going after those spider riders. DreadReapr is just spamming tons of rangers now. And Brice is going to attack Megrim again. I heard Bombadil. DreadReapr is trying to help his ally against Brice. Good use of Sonic Song. And he's retreating his Dark Rangers before they get killed. I guess Brice noticed that DreadReapr is controlling the signal fire. I think those are summoned Rohirrim. They're gonna be able to deal with a bunch of these goblins. And Lurtz is retreating after that attack didn't work out. And it looks like Brice actually summoned a dragon. Again, we see Snowbind, and the worm is not going to be able to do anything about it either. But the dragon's going to go straight for this building. And he's got enough time left to do quite a bit of damage. And one more hit like that, or actually is it 2 more hits? Yep, 1 more hit after this one. And actually, I think he hit that hall as well. And there we go. 2 buildings are down. Meanwhile, over here, more fighting. It's still not really clear who's actually going to win this game. And finally, the level 3 Hall of the King's Men's down. And there goes the mill. And things not looking too good for Megrim. DreadReapr's base looks okay. I'm assuming Brice's base is fine. He's got well upgraded fortress, wizard tower, and everything. And Cam's base is looking fine as well. It's really just Megrim right now, who's finally in a position where his base is the one that's mostly destroyed. Retreating with his units here to protect it. Saruman's showing up. He's going to use... That was Wizard Blast. He has a few more abilities to use. And there we go. That was Thunderbolt ability. But DreadReapr used Cloud Break to stun everybody. Or to stun the southern team, really. And he's going to try to attack Brice. Another level 3 farm in trouble. It's going to go down. And actually, there were a lot of statues used in this base. All these units must be really cheap. 160 for Gondor soldiers, 288 for tower guards, 320 for rangers. That's good. Of course, each statue reduces the cost. I think it's by like 4% per statue, and he's got 9 statues, so 36%. He can get it up to 40%, so he can build 1 more statue. I heard the Army of the Dead. There we go. And there goes Cam's and Brice's armies here. DreadReapr holds off that attack and is... Actually, that's just the Army of the Dead that's moving into Brice's base, but it's going to do a lot of damage to these units. And yeah, that's a lot of damage. Lurtz managed to live, but they destroyed basically everything. There's just been so much happening. There's a point in the game when a lot of players start getting strong powers that the game automatically lasts a lot longer because it's easy to use 1 power and kill a whole army, essentially. And it really becomes about comboing those powers, using them at the right times to finish the game. Like some of those uses of Earthquake were very good, where you have an army about to attack and then you use Earthquake. I think Freezing Rain was used there to actually cancel Darkness. And Snow Trolls are coming in here to help deal with this. And there's nothing happening on the left side of the map. Actually, Brice controls a Signal Fire, which I don't think Megrim's noticed. And DreadReapr still controls that one. And there's a Balrog again. And there's the Balrog. He's going to fly straight into DreadReapr's base. And here we go again. And those Snow Trolls are trying to heal there. And oh, Megrim's forgotten about them. Actually, no, he hasn't. He just noticed the problem. He's going to retreat. And those Rohirrim should not be... Okay, they're just going to get past there, I guess. And not a lot DreadReapr can do to kill this thing right now. There we go. Does he have a Scream on auto run? It's actually going to scream at enemies if they get close? That's what it looked like for a second. Okay, now he's going to attack some more buildings. There's still a level 3 farm over there. Oh, I heard that. Sauron. Sauron's on the field. There's Sauron. Whoops, I misclicked there. And the stables is going to go down. Not a lot of timer left on the Balrog. Does he have the whip charge? No, he doesn't. Oh, it's almost charged. He might be able to take this out and then quickly whip the farm, and that should be good. Turn around, whip the farm. Come on. Quick, 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 quick. No, don't attack the fortress. You're missing the farm. Yes, good. Perfect. There you go. That's all you needed to do. And it's just going to attack the fortress once before going down. Again, good use of the Balrog. Massive army here. It looks like Dread was trying to build his buildings up here. I guess he was trying to surprise Cam, but Cam figured it out at this point. And again, we have the Fire Drake on the field. Big problems for anybody who runs into it. And Sauron is going to attack DreadReapr's base. This is going to be fun. Alright, let's see what happens. And yeah, you gotta love his splash damage. He took out that tower while attacking the fortress. Look at that damage. Seriously. And DreadReapr, finally, someone's going to lose a fort. And it looks like he's going to use his... Oh! He's going to use the Fires of Doom ability. He did get a bunch of them. The other guys managed to avoid it. Oh, wow, nice. And, oh! I think that was Snowbind. An attempt to use Snowbind, but it was too late. And actually, didn't he have Rebuild or something? Like, what happened to Rebuild? What happened to Snowbind? Why was Snowbind used so late, and why was Rebuild not used at all? And Sauron is actually going to die here, but he did take out the fortress, which is a huge accomplishment. Yep, he's dead. Sauron is dead. But, I mean, how is DreadReapr going to recover from this? Look how many units Cam has. Yeah, I think the game is decided at this point. He's got the ring, but he can't do anything with it. He has 2 barracks and an archery range back there. Let's take a look at his economy quickly. He has almost no money. Yeah, not a good situation. He has almost all the powers. I think he's missing 1 power. Definitely looks like it. Well, let's switch back to this. Now Cam is going to attack Megrim. Uh-oh. Careful with those pikes. I heard Morgomir die, I think. Summon Dragon. And that's it. Megrim has given up. The game is over, basically. As soon as DreadReapr also exits. And that's it. And that was great at the end. Sauron really broke that stalemate that was going on for so long in that game. And yeah, he is the guy to do it. He has so much health, and just the damage that he does there is just great. And taking out a fortress was all that was really needed at that point to finish things. Yeah, this was a really great game. It really was. Minus Christopher Lee dying again. Oh, terrible. But other than that, it really was a very fun game to watch. And hopefully some of you learned something about how to play different factions, especially goblins. Wow, that goblin spam. You wouldn't think that was actually going to work against a lot of cavalry spamming, but then DreadReapr did... I don't know. Like, it felt like he wasn't as careful with his cavalry as he could have been, and he also didn't continue spamming them. But yeah, ultimately it was very interesting. Yep, so this was Phoenix with another commentary. There will be more soon. I hope you guys enjoyed it. See you later.